3, 2, 1, end of test. Keying with a go.
Well, hello there, and welcome to another edition of Warbird Wednesday. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum, and this week on Warbird Wednesday, and I don't do this a lot, okay? The Lockheed Martin airplanes are cool. There's a lot of cool airplanes out there. I say some of them are cool. Shout out to our Skunk Works peeps. But this airplane is really cool. I like this airplane. And yeah, it's a German airplane, but it's got a lot of interesting features that later were incorporated on other aircraft. And I am talking about the Heinkel, the HE-219. I'm not even trying all right, I'll give it a shot. Ooh. Is that it? I have no idea. Your German friends will correct me with that. The English translation is the Eagle Owl. Now, the 219, why is it interesting? It is interesting because it created all kinds of little things that would be incorporated in other aircraft, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. But first, Jason is on a bucket hat bend, and today am I a B-17? No, I'm trying. Buzzy B, a B-25, like the one in front and behind me. All right, we're going to do that.
You got a bee on you at.
So this has a bunch of bees on it. I'm going to toss it off. We're going to donate it to the kiddos in the education program, and they are going to love that thing. But we're talking about the 219. Now, the Heinkel, the 219, of course, to fill my hands, I'm picking up a ME-110, and this is the destroyer. Now, the 110 was a very effective night fighter. This aircraft, the 219, and you can argue with me, if it had been produced in any numbers, would have been serious trouble for the British and any of the nighttime bombing, because it was a very effective night fighter. I'm going to throw up a plan view of the 110, and Greg and Post can throw up a plan view of the 219. Now, the 219 started out in 1940 as the P.1055. That was the type. Originally, the Germans were working on these destroyer aircraft, these twin-engine, battle their way through airplanes. They quickly realized when they ran into determined fighter opposition that just didn't work, and they were moving these aircraft to other roles, reconnaissance, bombing, night fighters, and the Germans were getting an increasing bombardment at night, and so a lot of these aircraft were employed in night fighter roles. Its first flight was in 1942. It was introduced in 1943. There were only 268 of them built. And that's going to be a problem, as we're going to talk about here later. Now, this one, Jason, believe me when I tell you this. This one was a first. It had a pressurized cabin. It had 2 ejection seats. And I'm going to tell you what's interesting about that in a moment. And it had remote control gun turrets. It was pitched to the Reich Air Ministry, and they did not like it at all, and basically said, not going to happen.
Oh, I see nothing. I was not here. I did not even get up this morning.
So Heinkel repurposed it as night fighter and immediately found some traction with it. It was equipped, Jason, you can say this quick, with a Liechtenstein radar, night fighter radar, which made it extremely effective. It is as I said, the first military aircraft that was operational to have ejection seats. It was also the first operational German aircraft to have tricycle landing gear. Prior to that, they had tail draggers, and they sat on their tail, and they had tricycle landing gear. Of course, we would see that later, tricycle landing gear with the 262 and other types as the Germans experimented, but this was the forerunner. And with that, I'm going to take my break, and my salute today is to all of those nighttime bomber crews. One of the worst jobs you could have had in Europe in a bomber, well, and one was with the 8th Air Force, but the other was with Bomber Command and the night fighters. And if you can imagine, versus the night fighters, if you can imagine, you're in this bomber, you can't see the enemy, they can see you. And I have learned, I've talked to a couple of surviving veterans about that the bombers did have some sensors in them where they could tell that they were being painted by German radar, but you're pretty helpless up there. Bombers not very maneuverable. The long-range guys like good old Colin Bell that were in the Mosquitoes, that were Pathfinders, he tells a great story of a ME-262 that painted him, that was a night fighter, that he kept janking away from him and got him down low and ran him out of gas. But you couldn't do that with the bomber. You just had to kind of sit there and keep going. So what I want to do today is salute all of those brave bomber crews that went out at night and didn't know whether they were going to come back. And these were very young men, and you couldn't see the enemy, and you wouldn't know. You might be able to see the Germans got pretty smart about putting exhaust shrouds over their night fighters so you couldn't see the exhaust plumes of their aircraft. So you probably wouldn't know that there's a German night fighter on you until he starts shooting at you, which by that point it's too late, because the Germans would get right up on these bombers and just unload on them. Today I am saluting them with Barrett's. Let's see, ginger beer. A ginger beer? No alcohol. Oh, it's diet though, Jason. Thank you for that. Let's see, servings per container. It has 0 calories. That's interesting. To all of our brave bomber crews that were battling these night fighters, I salute you.
Barrett's Bermuda Stone Ginger Beer is a unique and zesty soft drink.
You know what it tastes like to me? Antiseptic. Wow, what a terrible aftertaste. You did this to me. This one may have gotten hot too, because it's diet, so you don't know what kind of sweetener it has in it.
It mixes with vodka, with beer, with exotic liqueurs, and also it's the stormy part of the dark and stormy cocktail.
A second sip saluting those crews, but the finish on that is absolutely horrendous. So the 219 entered combat in 1943, had a lot of politics around how it got to a production. It was powered by that Daimler-Benz, the 603. That's an inverted engine, a V12. Now I'm going to give a shout out to Jose at Vintage V12s. A challenge for you, Jose, is this aircraft. There are discussions in that it was as nimble and it was a good adversary for a Mosquito. I've also read that it couldn't hold a candle to a Mosquito. So the Mosquito folks will go, yeah, it can't hold a candle to it. I got that. But supposedly it was a good match for a Mosquito. But they were looking at up-engineing it, and this is for Vintage V12s. I very rarely give a shout out, but those guys, Jose and those guys, service our aircraft, and that is for a UMO, the 222A, which was a 24-cylinder engine. Jose, if you can dig one of those up, we'll talk. So that would have taken the performance of the aircraft up of the 219 probably at or beyond a Mosquito, and that was kind of the thinking. So the sad fact is I talked about the low build rate of this aircraft at 268 units. simply weren't enough to have any impact on the war. If they had been built in greater numbers, and this is the story of the German production across the board, is just squandering opportunities. If they had been built in any numbers, the conjecture, and it is only conjecture at this point, was that they would have posed a serious threat to bomber command and night bombing over Germany. As it was, they're more of a footnote with all those kind of interesting things that happened with the aircraft. And then she went into history. Now, this is an unusual situation in that there is a airframe at the Smithsonian at Uvarhazy, and it's on display. Like I said, if you get over there, this airplane for me is the epitome of cool. Get over there and take a look at it. It's a very interesting looking airplane, and it has a lot of really unique design features. The reason that it survived was one of the aircraft, or some of the airframe, was brought over when they did evaluations on the aircraft that captured German aircraft, and they brought them over to the United States. And somebody had the foresight to actually keep this one from being, chopped up, which had happened to a lot of those aircraft at the end of the war. And that is the epitaph for the 219, the Eagle Owl. Now, if you are watching this video and you are saying, I cannot get enough airplanes, I've got a great puzzle for you. This is a nice 1,000 piece puzzle suitable for framing. Jason has these all over his house, right? Yeah, there you go. And this has all kinds of neat airplanes on it, and it covers the board. It's got Axis, it's got Allied, it's got every type. Go ahead and click on that link. Jason will happily run down to the store and send one of those out to you. If you see all this great stuff, we can't do it without your donations. Click on that donation link, send us a couple of bucks. We can certainly use it, and that's what keeps us going here, so thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
If you're teaching the kiddos at home and you want to teach one lesson or an entire year, our education guides are included in this video. They are free. Click on those, you can download them and have a lot of fun teaching the kids about history and how planes work. And did I say they're free? So have at it in the description link. If you came across us on Facebook, Instagram, or some other form, YouTube, whatever, please give us a subscription, give us a like, and we also need your comments. That really helps the channel grow. We just moved over 8,000 subscribers. Yay! It's all about Jason. And we're really excited about that. It's taken a long time to grow the channel, but we continue to do that, and that is because of your support. So give us that subscription, a like, and a comment. My name is Fred Bell. I am the Vice Chairman of the Palm Springs Air Museum. Thanks so much. Have a great day.
3, 2, 1, end of test. King with a go.